Hello students, welcome to section 1.4, and today we'll talk about angle measure. This video is, just to supplement my class notes in case you're absent or if you are confused. So I'll try to, do this in 10 minutes. The objective for today is I can classify angles, I can measure angles, and I can work with construction with angles. So first definition, a ray, one endpoint that extends in one direction half a line. Okay, so the first example we can say ray DE. So the notation is DE, but instead of putting line above it, you just put one line in one direction. That's ray DE. Okay, the second example, I can do this in two different ways. I can call this ray XY, or I can call this also ray XZ. But I have to start with X because that's the beginning, okay? And the arrow, it points towards, it goes in one direction, which means there is no ending. Now, opposite rays are collinear rays going in different directions, and collinear means at the same line, okay? Collinear means points lie on the same line. So the opposite rays over here are BA, okay, going in this direction, and BC going in this direction. Now let's talk about angle notation. Okay, this is very important. So angle notation, we typically use this symbol or this symbol. I like the second one because if I put the arc through it, you know it's angle. Without it, like this, people think it's less than symbol, okay? Sometimes the book will use this symbol. I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer this one because you don't confuse this with less than symbol, okay? So in the first example, I can call this angle 2, okay? The second example, I can call it angle G, okay? But the third example, I can call it angle B, or I can call it angle ABC, or I can call this angle CBA. But what is important, okay? The middle letter is the vertex, okay? The vertex is the middle letter, okay? So we'll talk about this in class more. Now, if you look at the example at the bottom, okay, I technically see three angles, okay? I see angle 3, I see angle 4. Another name for angle 3 would be angle, you cannot call this angle X, because if you call this angle X, you can ask yourself which one, okay? So if you think about angle 3, you can also call it angle WXZ. Okay, I'm gonna put a line through it. Angle 4, which is this one, you can call it angle ZXY. Okay? But I also have this bigger angle, this one. Okay? So the bigger angle will be called angle WXY. Okay? And again, in this case, I have to use three letters because if you just call this angle X, you will be like, which one? Okay? I see more than one angle with the vertex X. So now let's talk about some definitions, okay? So the picture I gave you here, the first question is, what are the names of this angle? Okay, so you can say angle P, you can also say angle B, P, F. Okay, you can also call this angle CPH. Okay, and you can continue as long as you include P as your middle letter as your vertex, okay? Question 2. Where are D and E in relation to the angle? Okay, D and E, that's in interior. Question 3, where are points A and J? That will be exterior. Okay, and where are points B, P, and F in relation to the angle? Okay, and that will be on it, on the angle. Okay, so next, how do we measure angles? And this is very hard for me to explain because I cannot move this protractor. Okay, but in class I'll give you an example, and you can probably just go to YouTube and type how to use protractor, and they will teach you. But the most important thing is that the vertex, this point B, has to be in the middle over here. Okay, so you have to move it. Now let's talk about special angles. Okay, the first case, 12 degrees, that will be acute. And the definition is acute angle is any angle that the measure is less than 90, but it has to be also bigger than 0. Okay, so that will be acute. The second angle over here is also acute because the measure is 40 degrees. Okay, now this would be obtuse, so that's also acute. Let me just put acute. 131 degrees, that will be obtuse. An obtuse angle is an angle that the measure is between 90 and 180. The third one is a right angle. Very important angle in mathematics. Okay, right angle. If you study trigonometry, you will just talk about right angles for like 2-3 months. In the last case, it's a straight angle. Okay, and the measure of the straight angle is 180 degrees. So we have acute, obtuse, right angle, and straight angle. Now, congruent. Okay, we talked about this in class. Congruent means same measure. Congruent means equal. Okay, but in geometry we say segments are congruent. Okay, and also we talked about this symbol. So in mathematics, in geometry, how do we mark congruent angles? Okay, one way to do it is to use arcs. So for example, I don't know if you noticed that angle Y, which is this one, is congruent to angle W. How do I know it? I have 2 arcs and I have 2 arcs. So I can say angle Y is congruent to angle W. Okay? So please take a minute and find another pair of congruent angles. Okay? So I can say angle Q is congruent to angle M. How do I know it? Angle Q, you see one arc and like a tick mark through it, and also angle M, one arc and tick mark through it. Okay? Again, you can find more congruent angles, but the notation is very important. Next thing, okay? What is ray BD doing to angle ABC? Okay? So what is ray BD, which is this one, doing to angle ABC? Did you notice that this angle measures 40 degrees and the other one also measures 40 degrees? Okay, which means BD cuts the big angle exactly in the middle. We talked about midpoint in the previous section. Okay, midpoint of a segment divides the segment into 2 congruent parts. So angle bisector, bisect means cut exactly in the middle, halfway. Okay, it's almost like midpoint. But midpoint is for a segment, bisector is for an angle or line. So by definition, angle bisector is a line, segment, or ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles. So bisector means we'll cut in the middle. So in geometry, we can also put one arc and one arc. And if I put the marks, it indicates that the two angles are congruent. Okay, and let's just do one example for practice, actually 5 examples, and that will finish this supplement, okay? So question number 1, what is the vertex of angle 1? So what is the vertex of angle 1? Okay, angle 1 is over here. I'm gonna highlight it for you. Okay, and the vertex is technically this angle. Okay, so the vertex of angle 1 is point A. How many angles have a vertex at C? Okay, so point C is over here. Okay, and to answer this question, it's kind of hard to do it, but it's one angle, second angle, third angle, fourth, fifth, sixth, but then you can have another one. So there's so many angles. I will not answer this question here because if I start drawing it, it's really confusing. But think about this. I see more than one angle with vertex C. Okay, so this question I will leave it like this because if I continue writing here, it will be confusing. Name an angle that appeared to be obtuse. Okay, and this answer is not unique, but let's think about this angle over here. Do we agree this angle appears to be obtuse? So this one I can say angle GAE. But again, this answer is not unique. Name a point on the interior of angle AEC. So AEC is this angle over here. Okay, and name a point on the interior, so that will be point A. Okay, and last question. Name a pair of angle that share exactly one point. Name a pair of angle that exactly share one point. So name a pair of angle that exactly share one point. Let's look at the picture. You could say angle BAE and angle GAE. Again, this picture is not clear, but I hope this short video helps you to understand the notation and the definitions, okay?